Welcome to week 2 of the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I am so proud of you for making it this far. In prep week, you implemented intermittent fasting, you tried some of our workouts, you focused on whole food nutrition and tested our sample meal guide, and you kept progress, not perfection, at the forefront of your mind. This week, we're going to have a lot of fun as we continue to build momentum with the Faster Way to Fat Loss foundational strategies. My name is Amanda Truss. I'm the founder and CEO of the Faster Way to Fat Loss, and I am blown away that we have empowered over 297,000 clients to transform their lives with the Faster Way to Fat Loss. Because it wasn't always that way. In fact, in spring of 2010, I was sitting in a doctor's office receiving devastating news. I was 25 and a personal trainer and seemingly the picture of perfect health. My husband and I, who were elementary school loves, had decided that we wanted to start a family. But on this day in spring of 2010, I sat across from my doctor. He had his arms crossed and he looked at me coldly and he said, "Amanda, based on some test results and some abnormalities, it's going to be difficult, if not impossible, for you to conceive." As you can imagine, I was devastated. I wondered what my husband would think. Would he stay by my side if I could not conceive? What would my personal training clients think? I had been telling them how to live healthy, and yet here I was, and my hormones, my body was broken. It was this season, this situation, this moment that prompted me to commit to better understanding nutrition, how to balance hormones, and how to optimize my functions. I was able to develop, over quite some time in research, prayers, and hard work, the Faster Way to Fat Loss program, which empowered me to conceive not one, not 2, but 5, yes, 5 healthy and beautiful babies. And I'm so excited for you to implement these strategies as well, because I know the transformational power of intermittent fasting, carb cycling, tracking macronutrients, focusing on whole food nutrition, water intake, and then also healthy movement. So let's dive into some week 2 strategies that I want you to implement as we go through this week. One of the strategies that we are going to implement is macro tracking. Now, some of you might be intimidated by this concept of macronutrients. Perhaps you haven't even really heard of macros prior to joining the Faster Way to Fat Loss. And listen, that's okay. We have many clients, thousands of clients who are trying macros, who are tracking their macronutrients for the first time ever. So you are in good company. So what are macros? Macronutrients are the carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that make up our foods. And the fact of the matter is you need each and every macronutrient in order to thrive, in order to balance your hormones, in order to be fertile, in order to optimize and maximize your fat burning capabilities. So why do we need carbohydrates? Now, I know that carbs have gotten a bad rap, especially over the past few decades, but we absolutely thrive with carbs because carbohydrates give us energy. A couple examples of carbs, and what I like to call clean carbs, include steel-cut oats, sweet potatoes, or even rice. Carbs are not bad, okay? Carbs are good for you, and we want you to strategically incorporate carbohydrates into your food log. Protein is another extremely important macronutrient. Protein happens to be my favorite macro. You need protein in order to build muscle so that you can maximize your metabolism and continue burning fat as you go through the day. Protein comes in sources like, for example, meat. We have fish, also chicken. We want you to focus on protein. If you are struggling to hit your protein macro minimums, we've also created an extremely effective and tasty Faster Way to Fat Loss protein that you can purchase via fasterwayshop.com. The third macro that we're gonna focus on in the Faster Way to Fat Loss is fat. Listen, fat will not make you fat. Many of you have been on low-fat diets in the past. In the Faster Way, we focus on consuming healthy fats, for example, coconut oil or avocado. We want to consume fat from fish and also nuts because fat is necessary in order for us to thrive, brain health, balancing hormones, and so on. So carbohydrates, fats, and protein are all gonna be a very important aspect of your success as you go through the Faster Way to Fat Loss, and we will empower you to track your macronutrients based on your personal goals. There is a macro cheat sheet within the Resources tab of your app with examples of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And the reason that we are so passionate about tracking macros in the Fast Way to Fat Loss is because we want to be sure that you are consuming enough of the right macronutrients. If you are under-consuming on these macronutrients, you will not be able to function optimally. For example, if you are under-consuming on carbs, you will not have the energy or stamina that we're hoping for, and you might even cause or experience suboptimal thyroid function. If you under-consume on protein, you will not be able to develop lean calorie-burning muscle to optimize your metabolism. Now, your macro goals are unique to you. This is very customized and personalized based on your goals. So be sure to follow the Nutrition tab goals as outlined within the app and address any questions that you have with your certified coach. Now, one of the other strategies that we implement in the Faster Way is carb cycling. And this doesn't mean that you are on a bicycle juggling potatoes. No, carb cycling is a cutting-edge nutrition strategy that we pair with intermittent fasting and macro tracking in order to optimize your results. We will have particular days where we go a little bit lower on carbs. We call those low carb macro days. We will also have some higher carb days that we call regular macro days. On our low carb macro days, we will consume less than 50 grams of net carbs. Your net carbs are your total carbs minus your fiber, and that equals your net carbs. And the really cool thing is that in the Faster Way to Fat Loss app, we calculate that for you. So as you input your food, as you log and track that food, we will be calculating your net carbs on Monday and Tuesday, which is a low carb macro day. Now we have our food cycle posted in the Resources tab within the app, so be sure to take a look there. We are going to be really taking a deep dive next week on carb cycling. But little hint, if you are following along with our sample meal guide, you are already carb cycling. We try to make this program as simple and seamless as possible. So again, this week in week 2, we're gonna continue the momentum from prep week. We are gonna focus on progress, not perfection. You are going to implement intermittent fasting. You are also going to focus on water intake. We want you to consume at least half of your body weight in ounces of water. You are gonna complete the workouts. I cannot wait to hear how those go for you. You're also going to begin macro tracking. And if you're following along with our sample meal guide, you are carb cycling. I cannot wait to hear your wins as you go through week 2 and beyond. We'll see you back here next week.